Welcome back to my blog .stampwithelaine.com. Today I'm going to be showcasing this Lotus Blossom set, which is a Sale-a-bration set, because it's something totally new in Stampin' Up, and that's 3-step stamping. So it means that you need to stamp 3 images in order to make one whole image. So I'll just explain. So you need to stamp 3 times to make one whole image. The smallest is number 1, and it has a tab which looks like an arrow on each of the stamps. So here's a quick tip on how to mount them. I normally line that up with the grid paper so it's pointing straight up, with the raised image face down and the flat surface face up. Then I'll take my blocks. This is block B, and this is block C, and there you have your stamps mounted. As easy as that. We'll also need the block H to mount the stem. The block A for this tiny little sentiment that says thank you. So again, I line it up on my grid paper so that it's straight, and then I just, with the flat side facing up, and I just pop my block on top. We're going to be making a variation of this card, and for that you'll need a 2.5-inch circle punch, and this is new in the Spring Summer catalogue, the Bow Builder punch, Coastal Cabana ink, Calypso Coral and Wild Wasabi ink pad, sponge dauber and a mask. I'm going to be using a 1-layer card. So this is an A4 sheet cut in half lengthways and scored in half at 5 7/8 inches, which is 14.9 centimeters. So I'm going to line it up on my grid paper and make sure it's straight, and then I'll bring in the mask and line that up with the grid paper as well. And I can start sponging. So I'll need my Calypso Coral ink and some masking tape so it doesn't move. And start sponging. So it's best to use a pouncing action, because if you rub in a swirly circle, the ink might get underneath the mask. So pouncing is good. I've made my own homemade mask with different size circles, so I'm going to try for what they call a bokeh effect. So need some masking paper to make sure my lines are straight, and clearly that isn't. So I need to make that line straight. I'll also need some Whisper White ink to complete that effect. Now I'm going to punch a 2.5 inch circle, so I'll just eyeball it. The left hand side. And now I need to stamp my Lotus Blossom. Remember, the pigment ink, the white craft ink, will still be quite damp, so you can speed up the process and dry it with a heat tool. But I'm going to risk it for video purposes. And this time I'm going to stamp in Coastal Cabana. So by stamping off, you can get 3 shades of the same colour. So this one in Coastal Cabana, I want it dark, so I won't stamp off, and I'll make sure that the arrow is pointing up. That's one. And this time for the second one, I want to stamp off once. Make sure my arrow's pointing up for the second stamp. And then with the solid image, I need to stamp off twice. 1, 2. Making sure my arrow's pointing up. So this is the third stamp to complete the image. Can you see that? Back with a Calypso Coral, I'm just going to highlight my window and run the sponge dauber on the inside of the 2.5 inch punched hole, just to give it a bit of depth. Now with the wild wasabi, I will stamp the stem. And to finish the card, I'm going to be using a free product from Sale-a-bration, which is a set of these lovely ribbons. And the colour I'm using, I think I'll do a double ribbon. I use the Fast Fuse. Just put a little bit on there. So I shall wrap the ribbon round. And next we're going to make a bow with the Bow Builder punch. This is new in the Spring Summer catalogue. It's lockable, so you have to unlock it and punch. I'll use some scrap to punch out the elements needed to make the bow. So this is just a smaller version of the big die that we had last year. So this comprises the bow, which is this section here, and you need to curl it with the bone folder. And then you put a glue dot there, or wet glue, and curl it round to make one half of the bow, and do the same for the other side. And then you attach the tails on the bottom like so to make a bow. And here's one I did earlier, so this is going to go on here, and I will attach a glue dot and then pop that on my card to finish the card. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Do visit my online store, either accessible via my blog .stampwithelaine.com. If you haven't got a demonstrator already, I'd love to be yours, and you could also enjoy the benefits of earning a free product during Sale-a-bration. Thanks for watching, and come back soon.